Good morning, happy Friday. If it's not morning or Friday, sorry, but it is for me right now. I want to talk to you guys for a couple minutes about the structure of your argumentative essay. You can follow along in your packet on page 20. I'm recording this in case you are absent today or if you get stuck while working and I'm not around to help you, or you want to be independent and use this resource that's available for you, which would be awesome. So we all know that an essay always has an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And we know that inside that introduction there's a hook, background, and claim. What makes an argumentative essay unique is that it also has these other parts with the stars over here: the claim, reasons, evidence, counterclaim, rebuttal. We've spoken a lot about claim, reasons, and evidence. We have not spoken very much about counterclaim and rebuttal. So what I want to show you today are these two things. You hopefully by now have received this graphic organizer. It's on ginormous paper, the size of two pieces of 8 by 11 basically, and you should have it folded up inside your folder with you at all times. What I want you to think about with this graphic organizer today is that, first of all, you need to write out your claim statement on here, and then you need to take those 3 reasons that you wrote out on page 11, the claim and the 3 reasons, and write those 3 reasons into these boxes here. And I do want you to write them out in a complete sentence using the best words possible, your precise and concise language. I want you to make sure that you're doing some of the essay work right now so that when you go to write your essay, you've already written some of the sentences and you just need to copy them onto your Google Doc. So do some of that work now if you haven't already done it. Some of you already have done it. So you're writing in the claim and you're writing in the 3 reasons. All right, all from page 11. And so your claim, I'm using the claim that with that sample essay, the sample essay that's in the beginning of your packet on like page 5 or 6 or 7. The claim was laws limiting energy drinks would be wise and should be approved throughout the nation because these products bring far more harm than good to teen consumers. And then the 3 reasons that we took from that essay, that we found from that essay, were here. The chemicals are slowly poisoning our youth. Restricting access is simply financial, and adults have the right to change laws in order to do what's best for kids. All right? And so what I want you to think about next is the fact that we have to somehow include a counterclaim in here. And to do that, we have to think about what argument someone might have with one of our 3 reasons. All right? And that can be a tough thing to do. If you don't know what argument people would have against your reasons, you're going to have to do a little bit of investigating and a little bit of research. Okay? Your research could be very informal. You could talk to some people and say, hey, why might someone disagree about this? Why might someone disagree with this? Why might someone disagree with this? And as soon as you find one that you think is a practical reason why someone would disagree, okay, you have to be fair and honest about this. You can't be so closed-minded that you refuse to acknowledge the fact that someone might have an argument against you and their argument has some logic, okay? So you've got to find that logical argument. And then, hold on, I'm going to grab my packet here. Okay, so when you actually go to this example essay that's on page 6 and page 7, you can actually look at the circle that's in the middle of the page, because that is where the counter argument is in this essay. And so if you go back and you look at that, that can really help you with this section of the essay, because what you need to do is you need to acknowledge the argument that someone else has against you. And then you need to have a rebuttal against it. You're going to argue against their argument, which sounds so confusing. We do this all the time, though, in natural conversation. So on page 9 here, inside the circle, it says many critics of the proposed law change argue that there is already too much government intervention in people's lives and that teens are mature enough to spend their own money as they wish. Okay, so that is the counterclaim. That is the argument that somebody has against which one do you think? This, right here. Okay. And so watch how now the writer of this essay moves into her point, which is right here. And she argues against that person. It says, and follow along with me, page 9, while it's true that we should be cautious when considering any change to the law, we must remember that a different set of rules apply to teenagers, and our forefathers wisely gave us the right to amend laws as needed to evolve with the ages. Okay, and so that is her main point. But she first addresses the argument at the beginning of that body paragraph. After she addresses the argument, she has a rebuttal, and the rebuttal is her point, this right here. Okay? So what you need to think about is, where's your counterclaim going to be? Are you going to do a counterclaim with body paragraph number 1, with body paragraph number 2, with body paragraph number 3? And to figure that out, you need to decide which argument you want to refute. So think about the opposing side, figure out who's going to have an argument against one of your points and what that argument's going to be. And then you start that body paragraph with the argument, the counterclaim, and then you provide your rebuttal, which is your point. Okay? So I hope that that's helpful. And if it's not, I want you to continue to go back to this essay, the sample essay, and look at that circled section. Look at some of the keywords that she uses. Many critics of the proposed law. And then the next sentence, while it's true that we should be cautious, we must remember. Those keywords help us understand how she feels, and that's what you should be doing in your essay as well. Good luck. We have about, you have a week and 3 days to get this essay figured out. So we're making good progress. Keep it up.